I see parents of students. The student has gone to a psychologist and has been diagnosed with a learning disability or a disorder, pardon me, or a learning difference. People use different languages when speaking about this. And the report concludes with a series of recommendations to be put into an individualized education plan. In my experience, many parents don't recognize the impact of the learning disability disorder difference on their child. Imagine going through life with a 10-pound weight tacked to your leg. You're going to walk differently. You may even walk in a circle. These kids may not take in information or express information like other kids. As such, their life is more complex. Their life is tiring. Their life can be difficult. The other issue for these kids is this, in a sense, is their normal. So they don't experience, oh, I'm different from you. It's not like I have brown eyes, you got blue eyes, and I can see it. You don't see a learning disability or disorder. You just experience the impact of the difference. Those accommodations, what's written into the IEP to help that child, it doesn't make learning easier. And in fact, it makes learning more complex because now they have a whole bunch of other things that they have to do or have in place or have the teacher do in order to take in the same information as the other students. The other thing about those individualized education plans, in any given classroom, you may have 10 to 25% of students on an individualized education plan. And so there may be an expectation that this teacher will provide notes ahead of time for the child to review, and do you really, in fairness to the teacher, to the educators, do you think that they have time to do that for every single lesson, for every single child that requires it in every single class? So while those accommodations make sense, look good, rarely are they followed to the letter. Life for a kid diagnosed with a learning disorder, disability, difference is challenging. Of course, many of these kids don't want to go to school, don't want to continue. Some by adolescence suffer anxiety, depression, drug problems. We have to appreciate their experience of the world in order to better support them. One of the questions to ask of your diagnosing psychologist is, how does my son or daughter experience the world, the result of these learning differences? How do they see things, hear things, feel things? Vocationally, what might they be more suited to given these differences? The world in which they need to operate in, how will it best serve them? What kind of world would that be? This isn't an issue of intelligence, and it's not to say that vocationally, they have to do physical tasks versus intellectual tasks. But maybe they need to do whatever those tasks are in an environment that is less distracting. So don't just ask the psychologist for a diagnosis and a list of accommodations. Really try to dig underneath and figure out, what is my child's experience of life given these differences? And once we understand the child's experience of life, then we can provide the appropriate emotional support. Then we can be empathetic. Then the child truly feels supported, because the support is way more than the academic help. It's about understanding and supporting the person. I hope this is of value to you. I'm Gary Derenfeld, and I'm a social worker. And if you see my eyes looking out, it's because I see a cat in our backyard somewhere. I think he's already gone away. Take care.